another.
I think for me, I'm going to tell you what it did for me. Granted, we've been blessed. Okay, I'm going to say that we've been
Beyond
blessed.
measures.
But I think for me, it's the work, the education, the knowledge, actually doing the work, the building it from the ground up. So I can say, I didn't use a penny of that.
You feel
or
me?
I used a certain amount of that to help do this, to help educate myself, or to help buy this, to help, whatever it is that I needed to do. But I think it just made me work harder. It brought out the I can in me. Like,
ooh,
you can. Like,
I can and I am.
Yeah,
and I will.
I don't need
and
to,
I'm doing it.
And it has nothing to do with the government giving us money. Let me make that clear. It has everything to do with me, like my will. Like, it's teaching me that you can build your own company. You can build your own, whatever it is you want to do. You can do it. You just got to do the work. When I say these last couple of months has been so busy, and trust me, I try to sneak a party in or two. You know what I mean? I sometimes I gotta go. I gotta get dressed and go out and be all extra.
Sometimes I just gotta go shake my booty.
Yeah, something like that. I have a couple drinks. You know what I mean? But for the most part, 90. I say no. That's a lot because 10. I think I go get more drinks. But I would say at least 75 to 80% of the time, I am doing something pertaining to growth. And not only for myself, because people don't realize that the things that I'm going through now, the seeds that I'm planting now is going to benefit a group of people, other people. More diamonds are going to be developed based off the things that I'm learning today. You know what I mean? So like I said, it did teach me I can. Yeah. I can. If you look, let me tell you something. I don't know if you read that story about the girl that was a stripper and she was stripping and she took all her stripper money and bought her 2 trucks, big rigs, and started her own trucking company.
That's smart.
You know what I mean? So people now it's praising her. Oh my gosh, she did such a good thing. And she did. Because I would have did the same thing. I would have been shake it. Give me the money, get the money.
Doing Players Club. I mean,
for real. I would have did the same thing. I know people that done put themselves through nursing school off stripping, but they had a plan. You get what I'm saying? You got to have a plan and you got to put the work in. She put the work in with her plan and she went and got her 2 trucks. Now she don't have to do that anymore.
That's what I'm talking about.
So when I talk about the illegal stuff, y'all going to do something illegal, at least make it beneficial in the end.
And that's stripping ain't illegal.
No, not that type of illegal. But I'm talking about like if you're going to get this money now, like the PPE money and I'm sorry, what is it called?
PPP and
the PPP money, the unemployment money, whatever. Whatever.
I'm just playing.
The big money, whatever, however you want to put it. If you're going to do all of that, all I'm saying is make it work for you. You get what I'm saying? Because if you're going to pay for it in the end, you might as well have something to come back to. That's just how I look at it. So if I'm going to go to jail for $50,000, you best believe when I get out, somebody better be running my company that I put the money into or something.
For real.
Because I got to do the time for the crime.
For real.
And
I'm going to just end with this one before we get into our next segment. One of the things that I would say that has kind of like reshaped me during this time has been the fact that I don't spend as much. I haven't even traveled this year. Oh my God. Now that's what's getting me.
Wait, did I go somewhere?
I haven't traveled like
and
what did I say? 2020 is going to be the year I travel the most.
You did. You travel mentally.
I surely did.
You travel mentally because guess what? You've been everywhere.
I've gone far. I've gone very far this year. Exactly. I'm going to be very honest with you. I haven't done any real traveling, but mentally I've been around the world and back.
But the question is it really safe to do traveling?
It's not safe, but my mindset has changed to thinking that I always have to do this and do that and do that. And, if I schedule my vacation now, then I'll feel good about working all year and this and that and the other. Well, guess what? This time has taught me
we ain't gonna have to plan vacations. Duh.
We're gonna be on vacation every day.
Exactly.
But seriously, like all jokes aside, I looked at where my money was going. I looked at what I was investing, not even just my money, but my time into. Is this really important?
Exactly.
Is it gonna change anything? No. Okay. Put that on the back
season,
burner.
Baby.
Crown season is definitely
Crown season.
Took me from being a little girl to a grown woman. I've definitely leveled up. And I'm not saying that I've not been mature, but I have definitely leveled up as a woman and as a businesswoman.
Did you feel that? Woo!
Level
I
up.
Felt that.
Level up. Hey, speaking of this, you gonna vote this year or what?
I'm voting for Kanye West.
You just...
Nah, seriously. Look, his name is on the ballot, okay? All I'm saying is, if we have to depend on this generation behind us to vote, guess what they gonna do? Oh, that's Kanye. That's Kanye West.
Oh, that's Kanye. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna vote for
Kanye.
him, despite all the debates and everything and all the other stuff they done seen. You know, they're just not gonna use their brain. But no, I am voting this year. I am definitely going to vote, and I'm going to vote.
I'm not going to ask you who you voting for. I don't think that's a fair question. I think we should just keep our heads in the boxes like we used to do back in the day.
Man, let me tell you,
and just stop telling people who you voting for. Just do what you're going to do.
I'm going to vote for the lesser evil. Because that's all you can do anyways. It don't matter. You're going to vote for the lesser evil. You know what I mean? Just vote, y'all. That's all.
Make sure you go to the polls to vote this year.
Exercise your
and
voting
there's a lot
privileges.
of back and forth about our votes don't count. Our votes do count. This and that and the other. At the end of the day, what I will say is that we need to be more educated about voting. It's not just about the political candidate. It's not about that person that's going into office. We need to look at our state.
Yep.
We need to look at it from a state
judges,
level.
Our
These people
yeah.
are who decide who our president is. So if you want to make a change at that level, you have to go up the chain. How do we go up the chain? Find out who are your local officials, who's in the ballot in your state, who is the representative of your state. Do you like them? Do you like what they stand for? Right. Yeah. And vote accordingly.
And that's the reason why I'm voting, actually, because I didn't understand how serious it was. Let me say this. I voted one time in my life, and that's when we went and voted for Obama that day. We got up early in the morning.
Oh, we're going to go vote for Obama.
Yeah, we was all happy and stuff, went down there, thought we was doing something at one time though, right? But I didn't realize how important it was until this year. Until it was broken down to me. You know, it starts at the lower level. So it does start with a vote. Our vote matter because our vote, we make up a lot of the majority. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? So we have to understand that you have to pay attention to what's going on in your own community, you know, your local officials, the judges.
Yes.
We tired of our people getting not treated fairly. Guess what? That's because we putting the wrong people in there because we not voting. We don't care. We just worrying about the president. But guess what? We technically put
there's
the president
a chain of command. There's a way that it works. And it's time for you to figure it out. I feel especially bad for the 18 years of age generation because a lot of us, I'm going to say in our culture, a lot of them are not well versed in what voting even means, what voting even entails. So it's important for our parents to start teaching the younger generation. And if you don't know, educate yourself, get as much information as you can in. We are less than a month away from selecting our next president. And all that I will say is I don't care who you're voting for. Just please go and vote. Okay? I know we're in a Democratic government where it's not fair. They don't really represent us on either side, not on the Republican side, nor do they on the Democratic side. Not where we feel like they should. I feel like the variances where we disagree, if we had to look at a Venn diagram, the places where we disagree the most are so far left and right, and the places where we agree in the middle, there is no party that represents that middle ground. I feel like they take the furthest fetched ideas from both sides, and they go against one another from that instead of looking at it from the democratic standpoint, which is supposed to represent all people. It's no longer about the people. It's about power.
So they say.
Money.
It is about power, but it's also, this is a thing too, you know, people, this is my thought. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. As I mentioned, we don't care about who you vote for. We just need you to go out and vote. Pay attention, research, get your own understanding of the importance of voting, the person you're voting for, the people you're voting for. It's time that we take control back. And that includes educating ourselves so that we know, you know what I mean? That saying when they said, put it in a book and a nigga never read it or never know, it's true. That shit is true. Okay. Start reading more. Start taking the initiative to find out whoever is.
Yeah.
I really want to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Get to know people more before you make a judgment on them. And that's good or bad. Before you make a judgment on a person being for or against you or them, whatever, however the roles are, Get to know them first.
Exactly.
Don't go off of somebody else's judgment, because that may be based off of something very
Yeah, because to be
skewed.
honest with you, the fly is smarter than both of them. That whole situation. The fly got my vote. I don't care how y'all feel about that. The vibe was like, oh shit, I smell shit. So guess
It was
what?
like, this
That's
is
how
the
smart
best
the fly
spot
was.
on the
Exactly.
head. Let's shit right here.
And that fly
I feel
got
like Auntie Kamala was just
publicity.
like,
For real.
mhm.
For real.
Keep talking. You look like a fool with that pink eye. I think y'all know who
anyway.
I'm talking about. If you guys
Like
watch,
I said, I'm going to vote for the fly. I'm sorry. That was the most...
the fly on the wall was probably just, oh my God.
Man, let me tell y'all.
The fly on the head.
Let me I wonder how that person is feeling right now. Never mind.
I wouldn't care.
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm voting for the fly, y'all. I just want y'all.
We're going to vote for the fly.
We're going for the fly.
Think the fly
Literally
was
the
best
fly
one.
only, just the fly, because the fly recognize shit. So that kind of suggests to me that the
real
fly is
recognize
smart.
real.
You feel me?
Bullshit smell bullshit.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
That was my thoughts on it. The presidential debate. The original one, I don't want to talk about that
Next.
too much, but yeah, so the fly will definitely be getting my vote. But on a serious note though, make sure you guys are going out there and voting, because it's definitely important. And make sure you are wearing your mask, because it is definitely important. Okay, I don't care how much you guys think it's not, but be the example that you want to see. It's not just about yourself, but it's also about others. Protecting others and making
This is
sure
not a
that,
Trump rally.
Exactly.
We are going to be social distancing. Okay.
Exactly. Follow the rules.
We will not be kissing anybody.
Exactly.
All right.
Speaking of,
wear your mask. No
real.
kissing strangers.
For real.
Okay.
But you know what? This brings me to a point. We got a history point for you guys.
We do.
We do. We got a history point on mask, as a matter of fact.
Right. Does anybody know where the mask really came from? I'm going to give you a little history point.
And to clarify, we understand that wearing a mask today is a little bit different from wearing a mask then, but it's still the point. Understand your history.
Understand your history.
Now we're going to bring you the history point.
And I'm going to tell you where this history point derived from, okay? I don't know if you know this or not, but I live in Nevada. I happened to be going down the street one day in a suburban neighborhood, and I saw Trump rallies everywhere. I'm like, what the heck is this crap about? No Mask Nevada. Do your research on it. Anyway, one of the signs that I happened to catch said, slaves wore masks. We will not wear masks. I'm like, whoa. That's deep. Not only are you guys desensitizing the situations that are going on in today's time with our black people, you're also
reminding us that our lives matter, that Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You are definitely reminding me that my life matters, because what that mask dates back to is the mid 1700s. I think it dates back earlier than that as well. But those masks were symbolic gags. It was supposed to suppress the slave. Anytime their intelligence first. That was the true meaning of it, because black people, the original people, once we were, let me just say, past knowing who we are truly, they wanted to continue to suppress us and keep us from knowing about ourselves. So a part of that was the iron gag, which started out as just a little small gag around the mouth, but it was so tight that you couldn't even utter a word. Exactly. And so I read an excerpt from, it's a publication from 1839. And get this is a man giving his account on what he witnessed in a slave, watching a slave woman. Okay, so it's called Slave with Iron Muzzle. It says, when persons being held as slaves were accused by their masters of insubordination or of eating more than their allotment of food, they might expect to be fitted with an iron muzzle. In this autobiography, Olada Equiano described his first encounter with such a device in the mid-1700s. He says, and quote, "I had seen a black woman slave as I came through the house. who was cooking the dinner, and poor creature was cruelly loaded with various kinds of iron machines. She had one particularly on her head, which locked her mouth so fast that she could scarcely speak and could not eat or drink.